Fortnite has been around a relatively short period of time, but things have gotten out of hand. Hey folks, it's Falcon, and today on gameranx, 10 crazy things Fortnite players have done. Number 10 is a tornado closed in on Greensboro, North Carolina, with 135-mile-per-hour winds that prompted a state of emergency, with everybody taking for their basements, reinforcing the windows with duct tape, and playing Battle Royale in Fortnite. One teenager was just like, oh, I'm gonna keep playing the game. Power lines came down, a truck flipped over after he was done with the match he was in. He grabbed his sister and nephew and took them into the bathroom, the smallest room with no windows in the house, and he didn't win the game. But as a big ol' bonus, he also didn't die. That's a good thing that he stopped playing the game in order to avoid the 135-mile-per-hour tornado. Good job. Number 9, a 13-year-old kid somehow managed to become the youngest professional player in Fortnite, and it caused a little bit of a stir. But let's talk about how this kid who is 13 is getting paid to play a video game. Like, every single one of this kid's friends has got to be like, hey, how you doing this? Exactly. In the meantime, the media director of Team Secret, the team that he's on, a gentleman by the name of George Yao, was shocked that he was 13. He said this: the level of communication they had in game was such a professional level, and the sound of his voice is very mature, so he naturally didn't even think he was young, so it kind of took us by surprise. They said it was just very rare to find a player of that caliber at such a young age. From the sound of it, it seemed like they were ready to hire him without having any idea really anything about him, which would definitely say a lot about his skills, which he apparently spends all of his time honing when not doing his schoolwork and on holidays. Number 8, somebody actually won a Fortnite tournament. When anybody can play it with any type of controller they want, that includes mouse and keyboard, with a PlayStation 4 controller. There was a celebrity competition on May 11th by the name of Fortnite Friday, and popular PS4 streamer, one that goes by Nick Merckx, wanted to play it with a DualShock. Obviously he's a PS4 streamer, that is the type of thing that he does, plays with a PS4 controller a lot, but he beat all the other people. Number 7, we found out how much Ninja makes over the course of the month, and it is, I don't even know if crazy is like a good enough word. So he streamed with Drake, no big deal. I'm sure that raised his profile a little bit, but he's got 140,000 plus subscribers on his Twitch channel, and Forbes estimated that he is making at bare minimum about $600,000 a month. Now, if you don't call that crazy, I don't know what to say to you. If I had $600,000 in a year, I wouldn't know what to do with it. And he gets that in a month for playing video games, and not even like being the best at it. Certainly being good at it, but wow, I mean, that's just amazing. Number 6, athletes are enjoying Fortnite, to say the very least. It is just ripping through every possible sport. You see players in every sport doing celebrations from the game, the emotes, you know them. You see them in football, you see them in Major League Baseball with the Astros doing the dance, so to speak. You see them in rugby, you're getting the emotes. Josh Dugan, for instance, gained some notoriety for doing one. And even in the NBA, you see various players doing what they can, wearing custom Nikes with Fortnite-themed art on them. There is a bit of a dark side to it that we'll talk about later, but it's pretty amazing to see just a game get this kind of recognition from traditional athletes. Number 5, a gamer won a Fortnite match while being swatted. And if you're unfamiliar with swatting, it's when people find out your address, send the police to your house, and often emphasize the idea that somebody's about to get harmed, so they usually burst in and do something hostile. A player by the name of Dr. Lupo wins a game of Fortnite. About midway through the match, he has to leave. He comes back and wins the match, and as it turns out, he was swatted. Now, this is obviously the best version of that scenario, but other, awful things have happened, like that guy in Kansas who got killed from a swatting. But the person who called the police on him to get him either injured, killed, or in trouble in some way just got no satisfaction from seeing him win during a literal swatting. Number 4, parents are taking to Fortnite-themed pinatas for birthday celebrations. The one that we're showing right here was for a birthday party, clearly, and it's pretty damn good. It looks like the pinata that is in the game. It looks so good, in fact, that Epic Games recognized it, saying that they'd be sad to destroy it because it looks so good. I'm sure they're not the only people that thought that, and I'm sure that a lot of parents watching this video are like, oh wait, I could do that. I'm sure there's at least some of you out there. You're welcome for the idea. Number 3, a new service opened that allows you to share your expertise as a Fortnite Pro Buddy, which is actually an opportunity for good Fortnite players to help the less fortunate. Essentially, you act as a bodyguard for a player who either has accessibility problems or various other things that would require this type of service. Essentially, you ensure somebody else wins if you're capable of doing so. Now, that's not to say this isn't something that could be abused. I see in a way that people could just end up recruiting people in a bad way, kind of just cheating with the cashola, but I could see this being a good service for people with accessibility problems. You have to have 25 wins to become a Fortnite Pro Buddy, and you have to have proof that it's you. So if you're thinking of that, seems like an interesting idea. Number 2, a Fortnite player got banned from PSN for lying about their dad working for Sony. Now, the thing is it probably wasn't serious. There's a meme from way back in the Xbox 360 days where people would say, my dad works for Microsoft. He will get you banned. But Sony, on the other hand, was like, we don't tolerate that here. Now, I don't know whether he meant it seriously or not, but the person he threatened with the ban did and reported it. And finally, number 1, I had said that it's cool professional athletes are recognizing one of the games that we like so much, but that there was a dark side. This is the dark side. Apparently, Fortnite addiction is becoming a serious problem, especially in professional baseball. For instance, the Boston Red Sox pitcher David Price had to flat out quit the game because he was developing a serious addiction for it that was interfering with his not only professional sports career, but regular life as well. But hey, they're even letting people play like Fortnite on the Jumbotron when games get rained out over at the Cleveland Indians Stadium. They're not exactly doing a lot to stop it. And finally, a quick bonus for you. A Fortnite player who is surfing on a rocket basically randomly got the game-winning shot, literally standing atop a flying, explosive, heading at high speed. It's not something you would expect to happen, to say the very least. It was a damn cool moment, to say the very least. That's all the wild stuff we've seen in Fortnite lately. I expect it'll probably ramp up even further, but what crazy things have you seen? Leave us a comment, let us know, and if you enjoyed this video, please click like. Now, if you're not subscribed to gameranx, now is a great time to do so. We upload brand new videos every day of the week, and the best way to see them first is, of course, a subscription. As always, we thank you very much for watching this video. I'm Falcon. You can follow me on Twitter at FalconTheHero. We'll see you next time, right here on gameranx.